Hello everyone, I'm the Saxy Gamer. Today we're here for yet another Civilization 6 Leader Spotlight, where today we'll be taking a look at Peter of Russia. So Peter's first ability is known as the Grand Embassy, and what it does is it makes it so that Peter will receive science or culture from trade routes to civilizations that are more advanced than him, and he gets +1 of either of those per 3 technologies or civics that the AI is ahead of you. So I think the Grand Embassy it's okay. It's not always fantastic. It gets progressively better the higher difficulty you play on. So whenever you're playing on Deity, the Grand Embassy can actually be quite nice because, you know, the AI is going to be like definitely at least 3 technologies ahead of you, if not more than that. So the Grand Embassy can help it can help you keep up in science without having to build too many campuses, or culture likewise, without having to build too many theater squares, as long as you're sending out a bunch of trade routes to the other civilizations. Because whenever you're on higher difficulties, you know, they're probably going to have a lot more technologies or civics than you. If you're on lower difficulties, then the Grand Embassy is kind of just because you're not really going to be getting too many bonuses for it. And overall, it's not going to give you like a huge boost to science or culture, but it can give you a little bit of cushioning that helps you just kind of keep up with the other civs in the game. So overall, I think it's just a pretty okay ability. Peter's second ability, though, is known as Mother Russia, and what it does is it makes it so that he gets extra territory upon founding cities, and in addition to that, he gets +1 faith and +1 from production from all tundra tiles. So Mother Russia is so good. Extra territory upon founding cities already, that's like incredible, because it allows you to get, you know, just a lot more tiles to work, a lot more maybe, you know, forests to chop, or jungles to chop, or resources to mine, and you don't have to wait, you know, a ton of turns for culture to expand your borders to get it, because you just get a bunch of territory like upon founding a city. This can also allow you to be like extremely like expansive. You can settle a bunch of cities at once, and then you'll have just this massive landscape of just a huge empire, and it's super good, the extra territory. Like it's amazing how good it is. And in addition to that, the +1 faith and +1 production for tundra tiles is also insanely good, especially because Russia does have a tundra spawn bias. So normally I would consider that like a weakness, because, you know, you can't really do much with tundra tiles, but with Russia you get +1 production from all of them, you get +1 faith. That allows you to get an early pantheon super easy. It just helps you to, you know, buy more apostles and missionaries. It's so good, and the +1 production, if you combine that with like a St. Basil's Cathedral, you can have just insane tundra tiles playing as Russia. So Mother Russia it's an incredibly good ability, and it just works so well with what Russia does. Moving on to Russia's unique unit, we have the Cossack, which is a unique unit that replaces the cavalry. It has a melee strength of 67, which is +5 from cavalry, a movement of 5, which is the exact same as cavalry, and a production cost of 340, which is 10 more than cavalry. And in addition to this, it has some special abilities. It gains +5 combat strength when fighting in or next to home territory, and it does not require any horses. So I think that the Cossack it's quite a good unique unit. Much like the Mamluks that we talked about last week, whenever we were talking about Saladin, the Cossacks are great for doing timed pushes, because, you know, they have that 5 extra combat strength over cavalry, which is really nice additionally, and you can use them defensively even if you want, because then they'll get an additional +5 combat strength when you're fighting in your territory. So they're great as defensive units, they're great as offensive units, because, you know, they hit a little bit harder, they can move fast. They do have 10 higher production costs, but I don't consider that to be that much, just because at the time in the game, whenever you get the Cossacks, that's going to maybe amount to like 1 more turn to produce them. So it's not really that impactful. So, you know, the higher production cost is kind of like, it's not a big deal with the Cossacks, I think. But as I was talking about, like, you can do a very nice timed push with Cossacks. You can build horsemen, and yes, I actually mean horsemen last time. Whenever I was talking about knights, I said horsemen, but no, knights should be heavy cavalry. But for Cossacks, cavalry, you can build a bunch of horsemen in the early game, you know, do a little bit of fighting with those, and then just kind of sit back, turtle up, you know, get your culture output going, get your science output going, and then whenever you get your Cossacks, you just go on a rampage and take out your nearest neighbor, or take out a lot of your nearest neighbors, because the Cossacks are really quite good units. They move fast, they hit hard, and you can upgrade into them really easily. So for that reason, I think that the Cossacks are quite good. They're definitely up there for with some of the other like top tier unique units in the game. They're probably not top tier, but they're definitely in the better half of the unique units in Civ 6. As far as Russia's unique district is concerned, we have the Lavra, which replaces the Holy Site. It provides +2 great profit points per turn, which is one more than the Holy Site normally does. In addition to that, it provides +1 great writer, artist, and musician point per turn, which, I mean, the Holy Site provides none of those, and it has a production cost of 27, which is half of that of the Holy Site. And in addition to that, every time you use a great person in the city, the Lavra will expand your city borders by a tile. So the Lavra also is just incredibly good. It's so amazing that it's incredible. To start off, getting 1 additional great profit point per turn, that's just going to make it so much easier for you to get a religion in the early game, especially if you're playing on, deity or anything like that. And much along those same lines of making sure you get a religion, having a lower production cost that's half of the Holy Site, that is incredibly good as well, because it means that you don't have to waste as much time, rushing for a Holy Site, because it's going to take half the time to build it. So, you're getting double the points for great profits. You can build it in half the time, so that already is quite good. In addition to that, the +1 great writer, artist, and musician point per turn, it's so good, because the more Lavras you have, you can stack up quite a bit of them, because you'll probably be building quite a few of them when you're playing Russia. So you can accumulate so many great writer, artist, and musician points just from having your Lavras just in your civilization, and then you'll start getting great writers way earlier. You can start then improving your culture output way earlier by getting great works. And it just allows you to kind of snowball really easily. So the Lavra is so good. The only thing that's not that great about it is the expanding tiles every time you use a great person in the city. I mean, it's not necessarily bad, but I don't find it to be that impactful, because, I mean, you are going to be getting a lot of great people as Russia, but getting, maybe 4 or 5 extra tiles, it's nice, but it's not going to be too impactful, because you're already getting a ton just from having your city settled. But overall, yeah, the Lavra is incredibly good. And now with all this in mind, it is time to talk about some of the strengths and weaknesses of Russia in Civilization 6. So for the first strength, I think that their unique unit and their unique district are both very strong. So the Cossack is very nice. Getting that +5 combat strength over cavalry is good enough as is. They're super good as defensive units, because then they're going to get another +5 combat strength. And in addition to that, they come at a time where you can do a really easy time push with them, because you can build some horsemen in advance, and then you can upgrade them into your Cossacks and just go on a rampage, because your units are going to be stronger than everyone else's. So why not just beat them up for that? Because their units are weaker, and for that, they deserve to be beat up. So Cossack, very good unique unit. It's just super good for time pushes, as I've said, and it's something that's definitely worth using in most of your games. The Lavra, once again, another really good district. It allows you to get your religion much faster with having double great profit points. You can build it in half the usual production cost of a Holy Site, so you can spam them out super easily, and you're going to be getting those additional great people points from them, which is going to allow you to get some great works, get some culture, get some tourism, and it just kind of helps you snowball into the late game whenever you're playing Russia. And the other big strength of Russia is that they are both synergistic and they're versatile. So really everything with Russia kind of revolves around the Lavra and their religion. So the reason they synergize so well is because, from Mother Russia, you're going to be getting more territory, but you're also going to be getting faith from Tundra tiles. And then from the Lavra, it's going to allow you to get a religion super easily. So what you can do is you can, plop down a Lavra super early into the game. You'll get your religion quite fast. And then you can use your religion to kind of augment your game to whatever you want to do. You could go religion and science with the belief that gives you 1 science for every 5 followers in foreign civilizations. You could do religion and culture with the exact same thing, except you're also going to be getting those great people points, so that's even better. You could even go religion and domination if you take crusade, because you're going to have so much faith from your tundra tiles that it's going to allow you to just spam out missionaries, spread your religion to foreign civilizations, and then pretty much do whatever you want. So for that reason, Russia is super strong, both in synergy and versatility. The one big weakness of Russia's, though, is that they are one of the slower civs in the game, just kind of because of how their playstyle is meant to work. Since they are going religion plus something, that means you're going to have to spend the first bit of the game getting your religion out. You're going to have to start spreading it to your neighbors. You're going to have to make sure it's stable, that it's not going to get just overrun by one of the AI that, founds a religion and then spams missionaries like there's no tomorrow. So you do kind of have to take a bit of time to do that. But once it gets rolling, once you start spreading your religion, getting the bonuses from that, and then you'll start accumulating, great works from your additional great people points from your Lavras. Then you really start, you can get the ball rolling. You can start producing culture, tourism, science, units, anything you want. But if you get attacked in that moments and like the good while you're setting up everything, it can be quite dangerous for Russia, actually. And now it is time to give Russia their tier ranking. So if you're new to the series, what I do is I give each civilization a tier ranking in each of the 4 victory types, so domination, science, culture, and religion, and I give them an overall ranking as well that takes into account such things as their versatility, their spawn bias, and such things like that. So Russia has domination up first, and I think they deserve a B in domination. They're a moderately viable domination civ. It's probably the least likely victory that you're going to go for, but they still can do it, considering their Cossacks and their just ability to expand their empire out. Because what you can do as Russia is you can go in the early game, settle a bunch of cities, be super aggressive with your forward settling, and then just be building units in some of your other cities, and then attack your neighbors, take them over, and then you can kind of rest up for a while, and then upgrade horsemen into Cossacks, and then go and destroy everybody else with your Cossacks. So for that reason, I think they're moderately capable in domination, and I think they do deserve a B. As far as science is concerned, I think they deserve an A in science. They don't actually get that many bonuses to science, but yet they are still quite a good science civ, and there are a lot of people that surprisingly will play Russia like strictly as a science civ. I think the reason for this is because, they get a little bit of extra science from their first ability with their trade routes, and that can kind of like help you keep up with and compete with the AI, if you're playing on like deity or something like that. But the other thing is, they can get a ton of production from their tundra tiles, which is going to be super helpful for building space parts. And in addition, just kind of with their spawn bias and where they like to start, it's really easy to get St. Basil's Cathedral in like maybe your capital or something like that, which just increases your production output even further. And because you're going to be like towards the snow caps, you can get Advents Scott really easily, and that's a wonder that not very many people build because not very many people settle near snow. But when you're playing as Russia, you can get both of those wonders. That just helps your science, it helps your production, and it allows you to build space parts quite easily. So for that reason, I think Russia is deserving of an A in science. As far as culture is concerned, I think Russia deserves an S in culture, mainly just because of the bonuses that you get from your Lavra. I mean, sure, they are going to be getting a little bit more culture from their trade routes from their first ability, but really the bulk of this comes from their Lavra. Providing +1 writer, artist, and musician point is just incredible, and you can spam those out so easily just because they have half the production cost, so you can just accumulate a ton of great people points, get a ton of great works. Your great works will provide you culture, which will kind of propel you through the civics tree, and then they'll provide tourism as well, and you can just amass a ton of it and win the game quite easily. You could also go with the religion and culture route, and you can get choral music, which is going to make it so that your religious buildings give you culture as well, and then you can get culture from having followers in other civilizations. That is something I forgot to mention with science, is that you can do that with science as well and get extra science from followers in other civilizations. But just because of all of that accumulating together, I think that Russia is a really good culture civ, one of the best in the game, and I think they are deserving of an S tier ranking. As far as religion is concerned, I once again think that Russia deserves an S in religion. Once again, mainly just because of the Lavra. The Lavra is super good. It allows you to get like a religion quite easily because you're going to be getting double the great profit points that other people will be getting. You can build it in half the time that other people can build holy sites. You can spam them out so easily, and you're going to be getting additional faith from tundra tiles, which is going to help you get your pantheon out faster. So you can pretty much pick whatever pantheon you want in the game because you'll probably be the first one to get it, unless maybe Indonesia's in the game. That's kind of like the only time where they might get beat to a pantheon. But for that reason, they're just so good. You can get so much faith when you're playing Russia. So faith per turn, I meant to say. Yeah, you can just get a ton of faith per turn when you're playing Russia, and you can use your religion to either augment a different victory type, or you could just straight up go for a religious victory and win it quite easily just because of the pure faith output that you have. So for that reason, I think they are deserving of an S in religion. And as far as the overall ranking is concerned, I once again think they deserve an S. Russia is just such a super strong civ. They're versatile. They can pretty much do whatever they want, and they can do it quite well. You could go religion domination, you could just go domination, you could go science, culture, religion, culture, anything works. You could go straight up religion if you really wanted. And just because of how synergistic they are with their abilities and their ability to combine religion with pretty much anything, they're able to do anything, and they're able to do it like equally as well, if not better than the other civs in the game. So they're super strong. They're so versatile, and they're just a really competent civ. And I definitely think they're in the top 5 in the game, because they are just incredibly powerful. So thank you everyone for watching. I have been the Saxy Gamer. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like. If not, feel free to dislike. If you're looking for more Civilization 6 content, feel free to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.